Here's my take on Syracuse beating Clemson. 2 points. Number one, it will help them solidify their 26 class. A bunch of teams in the South, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Miami, Clemson, Florida, etc., are probably trying to get some of those kids to take visits, and some will. But winning at Clemson is going to help you still sign more of them. That's point one. Number two, beating Clemson is going to help you with the 2027 and 2028 recruits and on down the line. You're solidifying yourself as not just a one-year program. You are now a program that can do it anytime. They didn't just beat Clemson. Syracuse beat them badly from start to finish at the line of scrimmage. Did not see that coming. And they also just hit those exciting plays, like the pass you're talking about to Cook, like the play you talked about earlier, Jackson, onside kick. I mean, that was, I'll give them credit. That's tip of the cap right there. That's fun. You know they're sending out different types of video to these recruits. Hey, this is what we just did. Sending stats. And why wouldn't you? Syracuse earned all of that. So here's my prediction. As long as Fran Brown is at Syracuse, they're going to be a viable option for any team east of the Mississippi. And if they get a California kid or two, or maybe somebody from Seattle, would it shock me? No. He can coach. He can recruit. He's a motivator. He knows how to get it done. And I think Fran Brown deserves a lot of credit. But so again, just to be clear, so does the back office staff. So does everybody else, from the portal to the high school ranks. They're doing a great job. So do you think that I'm off base on any of that, or is there any other way you would look at that? What are your thoughts?
I don't think you're off base at all. And it's just shocking that it's seemingly a reality right now. This is basically the best case scenario which has happened since Fran Brown has taken over. He talked a big game when he came to Syracuse. He really did. And he definitely made some splashes in that first transfer portal class. One thing that I didn't really talk about a lot, though, last season is a lot of the big contributors of Syracuse were holdovers of the prior era. Not to discount all the moves that Fran Brown did make, because he certainly made a lot, but Arande Gadsden, Marlo Wax, Trevor Pena, he didn't break out until Fran Brown arrived, but Trevor Pena was a holdover. LaQuint Allen, a holdover. A lot of Elijah Clark. I can go on and on about how many holdovers were on the team last year. And then you solidify it with Kyle McCord and Fidel Diggs and a few more players. This is different. He had to completely remake the team. You got to have a new quarterback. You got to get a new receiver because Trevor Pena decided to leave in the spring portal unexpectedly. You had to revamp the defensive line a little bit because your best defensive lineman from a year ago, Murad Watson, he decided to transfer to Texas. More power to him. Your 4-star corner in Marcellus Barnes you got in your first ever recruiting class in 2024, he transfers to SMU. You had to completely remake this team. And this, Brian, could be the icing on the cake coming up here. Or it could completely derail Syracuse. I guess that's the million-dollar question, which is, how do they respond with Steve Angeli being out the season? Tore his Achilles. That was just the heartbreaking moment of the Syracuse win. It's the bittersweet part of it, which is, think about what if Steve Angeli was still healthy. This team could probably compete in the ACC, maybe win 9 games. They could have maybe matched what they did a year ago, which none of us thought was going to happen.
True.
Now you have Ricky Collins. Imagine if Syracuse, I'm not going to sit here and say Ricky Collins is going to play like Steve Angeli, but imagine if he plays well and Syracuse still wins a lot of games. So now the pitch is, so I did it with Kyle McCord. I did it with Steve Angeli. And I did it with a backup quarterback in Ricky Collins for the rest of the season after an unfortunate torn Achilles for Steve Angeli. Oh, by the way, Luke Carney, a true freshman, is now the new backup quarterback. He's 1 snap away. This is just ridiculous. If Fran Brown could somehow get this team to win, not just make a bowl, but still be very, very viable in the ACC as far as contending for it, win 5-6 games in the conference, the sky is the limit for this program, where you're legitimately thinking, could this team be a playoff team in 2026? And could they maybe go further in 2027? I can't believe I'm saying that stuff because it's Syracuse football. They have not really been relevant since the 80s, 90s, and very early 2000s. For 2 decades, this program has been basically dormant. Nothing. And now all of a sudden we're sitting here saying, so if Ricky Collins is good, probably not a playoff team this year. It's not going to happen. It's okay. Could you be a playoff team in 2026? Is that a realistic expectation for this program? I mean, Brian, you can answer that question. Do you think that this team can make a playoff in 2026?
It's possible if they spend a little money on defense. I know they're going to score. They figured that out. They got to spend a little in the portal, but they're doing it with less talent now. So what if you added, let's say, one more really good DB and one more really good defensive lineman? Why not?
Top 20 class coming in 2026. What if you're top 15 in 2027? What if you're top 10 in 2027? It sounds nuts until you realize, wait a minute. Look at where he's going with this. Look at who some of the studs are in Syracuse football right now. 17-year-old corner Demetrius Samuel. True freshman middle linebacker Antoine Delorier. Chris Peel is a young guy. He's another corner for you. Jonte Cook has eligibility. Darryl Gill's got eligibility. Yassine Willis is a true sophomore running back. There's already pieces here. You can add to it now, just further investment in this program. I don't know if they're ever going to get to that level where they could truly win a national title, but there is a remote chance now where we're talking in maybe 2027 where that's a possibility. It doesn't make any sort of sense from maybe an outside perspective, but that's what I'm seeing with this program right now. And I try my best to call it down the middle with this program. I do my best. I know I'm a Syracuse fan, Syracuse alum. I'm always going to try to see the positive, but I want to remain realistic and grounded. That's why I still need to see what happens for the rest of the year with Ricky Collins. But if they can somehow pull this off with Ricky Collins and he performs well, why can't they be a playoff team in 2026? And why can't they do more in 2027?
It's possible. I could see it. So I don't know what's going to happen with them, but like every time that myself or anybody else doubts Fran Brown's program, they step over that hurdle. That's fact.
I didn't pick Syracuse to beat Clemson.
Nobody
who did. It was College game day, and it wasn't, who do you think is going to win, Syracuse or Clemson? It was, do you think Syracuse is going to cover 17.5 points? That's what they were doing on there, and to their credit, most of them picked Syracuse to cover, but nobody thought Syracuse was going to win outright unless you were a super optimistic Syracuse fan or you were a very pessimistic Clemson fan. That's it. Every talking head, including myself and you, was like, this is not a good matchup really for Syracuse. Look on paper, that's not a very good matchup. Look how they did against Tennessee. It's similar talent level when you're looking at a team like Clemson. Nope. Don't matter. Absolutely not. So what happens when Fran Brown starts getting 4- and 5-star guys? What's going to happen?
Well, as long as he can manage them, they can win a lot of games. That's always the key. He's done a great job with the mix and match, which is harder in some ways. Some portal, some under the radar guys, and a handful of really good recruits. He's been the master. So I won't vote against him doing it because I think it's a great story. That I know.